Now again, the setup function is called first when the sketch is uploaded and starts to run. And then the loop function is called over and over and over again. And over and over and over again. And the sketch never stops execution again unless the power is turned off to the board or you upload a different sketch. Now, the Arduino programming language includes the basic pieces of a programming language that you'd want to use, but what's also included in the environment is a set of functions and constants that make programming the Arduino much simpler. Again, if we had to write code directly against the hardware, let's say to cause a digital pin to write out a value, to sort of turn on, there's a fair amount of code that goes along with that. If you're really interested, you can look at the code because all of the Arduino code is open sourced. But the point is, we don't really want to have to do that. The idea behind Arduino is to create an environment which doing these kinds of things would be simpler than having to interact directly with the hardware. And so, again, the language has sort of two pieces. One is the basic programming language that is based upon C, and then this set of APIs that are available to us to simplify interacting with the hardware. So pin mode is one of the functions that you'll call quite a bit. That's going to, for a particular pin, set its mode, either for input or output. There's a constant for input or output. There's also input pull-up, which accepts input, but the result is inverted. So rather than returning high when it's processing input, it returns low. Digital write changes the voltage of a pin when it's set to the output mode. Digital read reads the voltage of the incoming pin. And then there's high and low constants. So most of the time you're saying, digital write high, digital write low, digital write high, digital write low. There are a couple of other objects I think that are worth mentioning. There's a stream object. It's a base class. It's used for reading and writing binary and character streams. So especially if you do something with, let's say, an Ethernet shield or a Wi-Fi shield or GSM shield, you likely will use one of these in order to do communication in and out. There's also a serial object. A serial object allows you to read and write messages to the board. This can be used for actual programming. I found it mostly useful for diagnostics, sort of a console.writeLine or debug.writeLine, to be able to see what's happening inside of the controller, because there's no debugger included with Arduino.